report?
Yeah, the report tells it because when you check the graphs of that report, you notice that there have been some gradual drop in terms of the report. Nigeria started gaining the grant from 2017, and yes, there was a time it went up a bit, of course, and we know the reasons. Once there is political activities coming up, there seems to be a bit of upbeat in security challenges, but it started dropping furthermore, and we are glad that so far last year report was favorable, and we were looking forward to the time when we would almost have close to zero incidents, even though it's almost impossible now, because like I always said, it never allow terrorism or insurgency to begin in your domain, because when it starts, it's difficult to take it off totally. We will still have issues which we are having today. Today, not that we are not experiencing, we are still having some of those kidnapping issues. The bandits are still creating problems. We still have some of the remnant of this ISWAP and their Boko Haram, even though now they are fighting among themselves for territorial control, but they still come out to against the soft targets. But the armed forces of Nigeria are also ready and taking them on, and it's good what is happening, but more still needs to be done because some of the far-flung areas are still a bit porous. Again, it's because accessibility has been the challenge, but with the improved resources and commitment, which I know that the armed forces, the soldiers, both the soldiers and their commanders, the commitment is there. The government just need to do their own part by providing the needful, so that, and the people majorly, like I always say, they have the larger share in making sure that this challenge that has been with us for some time now is taken off.
What are the facts of this report? Let's even understand the facts of the report. What is the report saying, regarding Nigeria's counterterrorism fight? In terms of numbers, in terms of fatalities, and reasons given there.
Again, I think that's one of the challenges I always bring up because measuring situation out there, you need some of these agencies and organizations depend on media publications. They depend on eyewitness accounts, which are sources and all that, and some, it varies. Sometimes it's not very accurate, but of course it gives you a guide to what it's. We particularly, I take delight in visiting some of these areas, and I've also seen that some of how you can measure is that you find that commercial activities are returning back, agricultural activities are also returning back, festive periods are also returning back in terms of the Muslim activities that are going on. People are beginning to, at least without so much fear, break their fast and all that, gather to break their fast, unlike in the past. These are the matches in terms of measuring what you can do. But in terms of reporting incident, that is where you may not be totally accurate. But of course, because sometimes you see, if you depend on media reports, which is what I always say, media, some media can, and those local media can exaggerate figures, and when something happens, they can blow it for attraction and all that. So you don't so much depend on those, but make sure you have your own pointers to be able to get accurate figures. So in terms of figures, one may not be totally correct, but in terms of perception, you can say yes, there's improvement.